Welcome to Tech This Way.
Can you hear me? I've actually asked Hasbe to join us, but she only has sound and no face. Boleh ke?
Boleh. Just join lah.
Yeah. She's joining us shortly. She's
How are you?
Just okay, crazy lah, a bit busy, a bit stressed. Oh my God. I wish like I'm employed instead of running something like this, you know.
So where are these stalls coming from?
Everywhere actually. To this evening's one came from, let me see, like nasi ambeng came from Kelana Jaya, Bazar Ramadan Stadium Shah Alam. Some are near the Sekolah Kebangsaan Kelana Jaya, etc. Do you want me to send you the thing?
No, I've got the descriptors here.
Yeah. Correct. It's all there. Correct.
But basically itulah. So a quick one on.
So it's in the area because it's
so why is it that area?
We are trying out different areas just to see. Yeah.
No, meaning the area where you're sending, but I'm talking more about the area where the food is coming from. Why the specific area?
So there is. Are you starting or we're waiting? We're still waiting, right?
No, start already.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Betul. I
but
very
we're
casual.
Not like we didn't go like 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go.
Thanks, Amran. Thanks for the heads up. So okay, there isn't any criteria set like that as to where, as long as they are not put from a brick and mortar, they don't have like a proper shop lot like that, then boleh jalan. Is this it up?
I'm so bad with my kuih. I don't know what I'm eating. It's
this is the sweet one or the savory one? The green one, right? The sweet one. So the sweet one is actually called kuih cara manis. The brown one is called kuih cara belau.
So how did this start? I think this is like the second pack, right? So the first one was
actually.
last week.
The first one we didn't include you. We were testing out. Okay,
that's so okay, we over already. But anyway, so this being the third one, so How did
we have been, we were working with a lot of traders and hawkers and seeing how to digitalise them. So basically we matched them to the latest technology, right? So during the MCO, we also noticed that the ones who are going to be left behind are the small traders and hawkers macam ni lah. Because they're not online, paling best pun dia letak dekat Facebook je. Lepas tu letak dekat Facebook, then they are wondering, so what next, right? Where do they go next, right? And
it's regular hawkers lah, the one who are in business all the time, not just the Raya thing lah.
No. They're regular hawkers. Some of them have they open in different Pasar Malam, so they Pasar Malam hawk kind of businesses. So they used to earn maybe say 400-500 ringgit a month, but now it's down to say 100 ringgit pun susah. And they are trying all kinds of Facebook stuff and whatever. They try, but it's not so easy to learn Facebook marketing. If you are new, your language isn't very strong, it's not so simple, not so easy. So all you do is repost, and maybe change some words here and there. That's the best you can do. So if there is no additional push, then things is not going to move for you. And then not many people like to use WhatsApp to communicate like, so you jual apa, saya mau order. And then it's very difficult. Where does it, we take it for granted so much because we're so exposed to this, right? But for a lot of them, it's really not so simple. So if you use English, again, it's different. If you're, very Malay-centric, the conversation becomes very different as well. So there are all these different considerations. Payment gateway is another one. Having a proper account is another one. Some of them don't even have account, right? So they have to pinjam their abang saudara ke abang ke punya account for us to put in the money for them. But we do tell them you need to open an account. And so, of course, we also understand there are difficulty issues. Opening an account is not as simple. There are many papers you need to sign. Do they have the from the broad question of social status to sign those papers? Most women who are business owners have actually never or very rarely signed anything that requires signature to think twice, right? Not even they may not even have proper signature to even begin with. So these are suddenly stuff that they all need to think about. So it's not so simple and not so quick or fast as we like to imagine it. So onboarding, so the real thing that we're doing is actually Gerai Go Digital. So we are onboarding traditional hawkers and traders onto the digital platform, whatever they choose lah. So we did one on Shopee to show them how this is done. We did one on WhatsApp for the ones who cannot brain Shopee, like cannot understand. So mananya ada apa sekarang ni? Very difficult to even broach it, right? So then we talk about, okay, kita guna WhatsApp je. So it's really a step-by-step thing. So Facebook is easier to understand. WhatsApp is the simplest. And then it goes harder and harder after that. Most of them cannot understand. There are amazing platforms out there now that are really serving this particular segment. It is coming together very well. I think the other app, Dot Kitchen is a central kitchen kind of. I think the platform was for something else, and then now it became something else.
Oh, really? Okay.
Very interesting. Extremely interesting. I'll send you the address shortly so that you can have a look at it. Amazing. Okay. But getting into this conversation of, hey, Trubulab platform ini, then they will question things like, how do we trust this platform? Who is these people? How do they do it? How much money are they going to? So all these things become so difficult for them to brain. They don't. So we're trying to step by step talk about it, get them to do podcasts similar to what we're doing, but in a more relaxed, so macam mana sekarang, in a more...
So this Gerai going digital is something that started even before the MCO lah. Yes.
Those we were trying to even, because we realized that like Grab or like all those Lala Move or Fave, whatever, they don't do all these hawkers or Gerai kecil. So then they don't have additional income. They're losing out in terms of the chains and all that. So we thought, okay, fine, why don't we come as a perantara and we like maybe curate 10 and put it on, But of course, it's not so easy also lah. Grab also has their own rules, they also need to list certain things and it's an ongoing negotiation to say, okay, can we do this? Can we do that? What about this? This will qualify? Yes, it's big enough. So they're all that because they don't have time to manage if you cannot deliver. So we have a case, I think in our first delivery, one of the hawkers pull out like half an hour time we're supposed to start packing, and she said, I tak boleh buat lah. My husband now has to go IJN, sakit jantung. So we're like, we'll give benefit of doubt. But that's not the point, right? The point here we're trying to say is we understand there must be other issues and we can understand all these things that crop up. Yeah, sure, but then there are a lot more we have to try to work with. Say, for example, some of them are like, I tak pasti I can, or how are you paying first? Can you pay first 50% or can you pay 100% first so we know? So these are some of the issues that we have to deal with. Yeah.
So this, what's in this Pasar Malam in a box? So this being the third package, I'm assuming it's from different Gerai so far, right? All three. Yeah. I mean, each package box comes with 3 different vendors. So that's 3 times 2, that's 6. 6 times 3 is 18 already lah. Are you going to be recycling this 18 or you keep changing it on the frequency? What's the plan, or is this kind of a MVP and then see where it goes?
We want to stop at 50. We want to be able 50. Yeah, I think if we are able to onboard 50 traders or hawkers properly onto the digital world, then we can really then have a proper SOP and get more people to talk about this. So the Gerai Go Digital idea has now grown to include a lot more people who are a bit more free, like yourself maybe, to mentor.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Sorry, yeah. Let me see. We've got Hasbe is joining us.
Yeah, okay.
And
So
how is, sorry, yeah, maybe a step backward would be, what's your role in this and what is Hasbe's role in all this?
Yeah, okay. I am the talker. Hasbe is the doer.
Hasbe,
Right,
are you
Hasbe?
there? Hasbe?
Can you hear us, Hasbe? I think she's probably plugging in her sound. You know, that happens. There's always a lag.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're the salesperson lah.
Yeah. She's the do person, yeah, which is very important. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, so you were saying how the...
So we wanted people who have some time now to mentor each one of these hawker at their level and take them through the steps. So because I have limited teammates, right? I only have 12 people on my team, and 12 people are working on various different things, and not all of them are on, talking and WhatsApping hawkers and traders.
There's only one Yuen who can talk.
So once we start them on already and they understand what we're trying to do, then we want to pass them to a mentor who could mentor their entire process, teach them about their payment gateways, problems, talk them through the steps of, okay, kalau you buat kat Shopee ataupun you buat kat sini, apakah perbezaan? But very patient lah. Extremely patient and think also about so it's really about offering your knowledge to them. But of course, before that, we are not just going to set up any mentor. We will check to see whether you layak ke tak ni, whether you faham tak apa you tengah buat ni. Nanti kan you ajar benda yang tak, don't know, yes. You ajar entah, don't know where, then we want to pull back, very difficult. So this is what we want to do. So once we have done that, then we have got good success cases, then we'll be able to understand this particular segment better, you see, the issues that they have, the problems. And of course, if we can onboard them faster, quicker, we will do that already. Because the main point here is not, of course, you can tell there's really hardly any margin in this. And we have got Hasbe, who's a master degree holder, doing this. So
responding to WhatsApps.
And not paid to do any of this. So you can just imagine, this is not the business model of Pasar Malam Box is not the business. The real intention of it is really getting the Gerais to go digital. So FB itself is not digital enough. FB is not digital. So we see so many bazaar FBs coming together, right? But that's not digital. So I think there is a huge opportunity here for whether it's Kementerian Sains or Kementerian Perdagangan or Assam Kementerian or nobody or corporates, whatever, to come in and just sort of give them a new space to do their businesses on. But onboarding them in this process is not so simple.
So
requires effort, requires some strategy.
Yeah. So this Pasar Malam Box, how do you see this going in a tactical standpoint lah? I think in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. What's the plan?
We're trying. We have an iftar box coming up. I think we were at first the idea was really to make this you don't know what you're getting. It's curated, highly curated kind of box, right? So you'll be surprised when you get from Pasar Malam, you book, oh, malam ni saya akan dapat. But after like maybe testing it for I think a couple of hours, zero, like cricket sound like that. Nobody can understand this, you see. They cannot brain, I don't know what I'm going to eat. They cannot. Everybody must know what they're going to eat. So our first round went out with just one menu. And then after that, it was like lukewarm a little bit. And we're like, okay, I think maybe Malaysians need to choose. Another one of our teammate, Nurul, was like, I think we give them choice. Okay, we have menu A, menu B. The pickup is very good. People understand, menu A, menu B, I can choose this. So it's really interesting. But again, because this is not our real business, it's only, good for conversation's sake. It's not really our real business. Is we use this as the bait for the hawkers to talk to us, thinking that we are serious in helping them, and then we tell them, apa kata you go digital macam tu.
So the point is that to get them to be digital beyond MCO and all that.
Yes, and beyond Facebook. They need a proper way to do this properly up until the payment gateway one. Because hello, paying through WhatsApp, that's really not payment lah.
But
To
then,
me.
if
That
you
needs to
think
be
about it
proper.
though, if it serves the purpose, does it matter?
I think you need to think in the long run. You need to think for your customer's journey. You cannot just take it for granted that they will, they are okay with the process. You need to think about how to make it easier for them, how to make it easier for them to come back, even though they want to support you. It must be easy for them to come back. If it keeps having to, confirm, download the screenshot, the whatever, put it in your group, it's a few steps compared to pay. Like simplify it, because if we're spending less than 30 ringgit, 12 ringgit, 7 ringgit, 8 ringgit per dish, or 9 ringgit, you want to do it in just 2 clicks, like that, habis, so that you can do it often. If you do it banyak kali and banyak klik, yes, it worked when you're telling me support me as a business to sustain, but it's not going to work in the long run. So you want them to learn a more sustainable platforms way, and to understand that the digital way of doing things is not so scary. I think that mind shift needs to happen.
So of the vendors that's is in the boxes now, so after this phase, then how do we get to them? So let's say, I like this kuih very much. Now, how do I go to, is this Delhi Julissa?
Yes,
No, kuih
it's
warisan.
actually, we actually put their whatever online thing that they have over there. We actually put. You kind of have to type it in. I'm sorry, there's no other way to do this, right? But I did mention to the team that
You can put a QR
every
code.
single time we should. But we can also just send it, because we already have most of your contact. We should just send it to you and just tell you, hey, if you want more of this, you can just order direct from them. Because again, it's not our business, right? So that's really what's happening. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we're promoting them. Well, it's meaningful lah. I think what's important is while we are trying to, find ourselves, how do we sustain? What's important is also keeping the team together, making sure that they are doing meaningful things together, and that they stay, less anxious. I think anxiety is very high if you don't give them work, right? So doing meaningful things is very important, especially now.
Hasbe, don't put yourself on mute. Are you still there?
Yes.
She speaks.
Alamak, Hasbe, yes, you speak. Hasbe, you want to tell
Sorry,
us
I
about
was
some
late.
of the... You want to tell us about some of the... how was the experience of curating this particular box for this area, as well as maybe some drama, if ada?
Drama, okay. Maybe I'll share with the experience for creating in the PJ area first. For the PJ area, compared to the others, I think what is the difference is that runners in PJ is slightly more expensive than the other areas. Or previously is Putra Heights, Puchong, Subang. That's one obvious difference. For the vendors, I think the vendors this time around, they're all very experienced in Pasar Malam and Bazar Ramadan. So they are very, the way they share the stories is that they are very affected by the MCO. So they are more willing to talk and share about the experience. They get excited with this kind of initiative, and one of them for like the Putu Perak, even gave me like 10 more contacts of his fellow Bazar Ramadan
Putu Perak.
people. Yeah, yes. Who are also affected by the MCO. So I think it's good feedback from them.
And these guys, none of them are doing anything remotely digital, whether it's WhatsApp or FB or Insta.
Only
some of them
Facebook.
already started. Most of them are on Facebook. That's the minimum they will try lah. Yeah. It has been so.
Yeah, they will all at least will have be on Facebook, but they don't necessarily have their own page. But they sell through their own personal page to go on different groups. So like Kelana Jaya Bazaar or Kelana Jaya Community, for example. So they go through those and they open order almost daily. But in Facebook, in groups, I think the problem with going digital on just Facebook is that your menu or your post get drowned down after a while. Like it goes down, right?
Yeah.
It will be drowned out. So yeah.
And they won't understand why. They will just think like maybe I'm not good enough, because if you don't understand, like if we don't understand the order of the world, like you don't understand the algorithm of Facebook, you'll be like, oh my god, nobody wants to eat what I want to make.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's so many adverts that's coming up, right? So many posts.
Yeah, they cannot find you in a blink of an eye. They cannot find you, and then they don't understand how to fix that. So you have all these issues coming up.
So
then I think
Sorry.
and then I think in groups, like people like you and me, we're not in those groups. I don't imagine we are, right? Are you in all these community groups and stuff?
Not on the
I am
Pasar
in-
Malam one lah. No.
Yeah. We're
No, not
in
Pasar
some
Malam.
other
This is
type.
just like community Kelana Jaya or like community SS whatever.
Oh,
It's like that
no.
kind of random group.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I
right?
am in
So,
my
yeah,
own
then how
housing
do
area.
Yeah, of course. But then how do they reach out to the various communities that are not within their reach? I guess that's also another thing.
So I guess that leads to a call to action lah, right? So what do you want if this goes out? So what do you want the public to do to help you guys out?
For me, there are two things. One is that please order and buy, because we want to buy in bulk. We don't want to buy in 1 or 2 pieces. We want them to be able to roll with the money for maybe 1, 2, 3 days if possible. So we want to do this in bulk, right? That's one. And the second thing is that if you are able to, please offer your time to help us mentor some of them. You have to be very patient to take their hands through every single step of the way. To digitalize them, basically.
And what about if we know of stalls or vendors that we think should go onto this program? What do we do?
Talk to Hasbe. Just list it. I mean, PM us on our Facebook page. I think that's going to be quite helpful. Global Entrepreneurship Movement Association, or EFM. You search for it, it will come up. And you can just drop us a note and say, hey, these are some other vendors as well who would like to participate. And we're okay.
Yeah, because we create weekly. So if we find that they match the requirement, because we do have some requirements. The requirement is that they have to have past experience in Pasar Malam or Bazar Ramadan and are affected. And secondly, they have to have KKM, the pengendalian makanan and typhoid injection.
Yes.
So if they pass that, then we can already start curating menu to include them.
Okay. So when is the next one?
Tomorrow,
the next one
2 p.m.
is on Wednesday.
Last call for Wednesday.
Yeah.
For Wednesday evening.
Okay. Cool.
Wednesday we are piloting Sri Damansara.
Okay.
Which is just down the road. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't care, as long as they come to our area, it's fine.
That's why.
Yeah. Hey, okay, guys. Thanks a lot. Hey, thanks, Yuen.
Thanks,
Hasbe.
Amran. Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay, all the
Hasbe.
best.
Okay.
Hey.
Makan banyak-banyak. Makan.
Yeah. Time to go order.
Let me know the feedback.
I will do.
Yeah, he's eating already. Okay.
I tengah makan. Bye.